Well, the first game of the new season has gone, and to be honest, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this first game of the season, because obviously we're playing Sheffield United. They're a new team to the Premier League this season, and they're a bit of a tough side to play against. So you can never really tell first game of the season how they're going to play, how they're going to work in the Premier League. And obviously, with our situation as well, we've got no Michael Elise, he's injured. There's no Will Hughes, he's injured, and obviously we've lost a few players. So I wasn't entirely sure what kind of a setup we were going to be facing, and what kind of team we were going to be putting out. Now, the team was obviously fairly, as you would expect, fairly standard. Obviously, Jefferson Lerma was in there. He made his Palace debut for us. And so, I wasn't entirely sure what to expect from this game, but I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you. I'm going to go into some spoilers, so if you don't want to know what happens, go and watch the game or watch the highlights and then come back and watch this video. I do hope that you're going to enjoy it, and if this is the first time you're watching this video, first time you're at this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you can catch up with every video that I make. Thank you very much. So, I'll go through the teams first of all, and we had Sam Johnson in goal, obviously, Tarek Mitchell, Gahey, Anderson and Ward at the back. We had Doucouré and Lerma in the middle, and then we had Schlupp, Eze and AU just in front of them, and then Edouard up on his own. So it was a 4-2-3-1 formation, mixed, worked around a little bit as the game went on, but it was essentially a 4-2-3-1 formation. So I was obviously hoping that Lerma was going to play well with Doucouré. I thought that might be a good situation. Edouard, obviously, he hasn't scored a huge number of goals, but I was hoping that he would, under Roy Hodgson, be able to adapt, or I think Roy Hodgson would play to his strengths and be able to get something out of him. Obviously, we didn't have, we had Eze in the middle this time. He wasn't out on the wings, although he did go wide a couple of times. He was primarily through the middle, which I think didn't work too badly at all. So, as the game started, I felt that you could see from the beginning that we were kind of in a bit of control there. We were playing the ball around well. Obviously, Sheffield United were trying to close us down, trying to be quick and trying to chase the ball, which was give us a few problems here and there. But I felt, primarily speaking, in the first half, we kind of dealt with things quite well. There was a couple of little hiccups here and there, a couple of times when our defence weren't quite on the ball, to pardon the pun, weren't totally focused, but I think, generally speaking, I think we dealt with everything really well. Sam Johnson didn't have a huge amount to do in the first half, maybe a couple of near misses, but didn't really have to do anything specific, and so I was quite encouraged by that first half. I thought we didn't do too badly at all. The person that impressed me was Lerma, of course. I felt that he worked quite well with Doucouré in the middle. They were dealing with most of the stuff that was coming through the middle, which was great to see. Obviously, it was good to have a partner with Doucouré who had a similar kind of approach to the game. He was good going forward. He was good at breaking the play up. He was good at defending. So I think overall, he had a really good game. So I was very pleased with that. I thought Edouard worked well as well. He was a target man, which he's been asked to do in the past, which I don't think is naturally something he's good at naturally. But he presented himself. He held up the ball. He was available when people wanted to make passes. So I think that was an improvement on his game. And I think in general, I think that the team did work well together. They were putting nice little through balls, nice little long passes down the sides and over the top. I think Anderson was doing that well as well. And certainly in the first half, I think we could have easily got a goal. We had a couple disallowed in the whole game because of offsides. I think we could have scored more than just the one goal that we did. So I thought that in the first half we played really well. Second half, again, I think we continued to play well. Sheffield United had a couple of opportunities themselves, but I think in general terms we worked really well. I think Mitchell had a good crossing which was converted, but obviously that was offside. AU had a header on goal which was disallowed. Edouard then had a header on goal that was disallowed. But at the beginning of the second half, Edouard managed to get on the end of a ball. And this is one of the things that I was talking about last season, one of the things that I felt that we were lacking. It was a cross in by AU. I think he was doing well in the crosses yesterday. I think he played really well, getting wide, putting those crosses in. I thought he was good. He got the cross in, and Edouard was in the box. He was next to the keeper. He was getting himself in there, got his foot on the end of it and put it in the back of the net. It wasn't going to be the most technical goal he's ever going to score in his career, but it was a poacher's goal, and this is one of the things I think we've lacked a little bit at Palace, is someone who can get into the box, get their foot on the end of the ball as it's coming past, and just get in the back of the net. He did that today. He did that against Sheffield United, and I think that's one of the things that I was really impressed with, the fact that, you know, he had that desire to get in there and get on the end of it. Hopefully that's something Roy Hodgson has been working with him on, because yeah, he was doing hold up play, he was passing the ball on, but there were also times in the second half and the first half when they were playing the ball left and right to him. They were actually aiming for him and trying to get him involved in the play while he was going long, and they were trying to find him, and were trying to get the ball to his feet, which I think is much better for him. I think he enjoys that. And then he had a couple of chances that were saved quite easily by the goalkeeper in the end, but I think that there were chances that he wouldn't have necessarily have had before. So I think that the fact that he was getting the ball on target, and that he actually had one disallowed as well, shows to me that he was actually a lot more focused in this game. And hopefully this is something that Roy Hodgson has got into him, and it's something that will be moving forward. And that was the only goal of the game. Unfortunately, Mark Gahey went off towards the end of the second half. Roy Hodgson said that it was cramp that caused that. He obviously said that sometimes it can be a symptom of another injury, but he said that Mark Gahey felt fine apart from the cramp. He didn't have any other symptoms. So well, fingers crossed on that it is just the cramp, and that he will get over that. But Roy Hodgson said they won't know the full extent of it until Tuesday when they come back into training. So, like I said, fingers crossed for that. Hopefully it's just a bit of cramp that he picked up, and it'll be nothing more than that. Apart from that, I think we actually had a very good game. Yes, Sheffield United weren't the best team in the world. I think, we're probably not going to meet a team as easy to beat as Sheffield United were this season. I think, they obviously have a lot to learn. They've got a lot of things to build on. But it's still a game we had to go and win. It's still a game we had to get the points out. We could have had more than one goal. And I think in general terms, I think it was a very good result. It's 3 points at the end of the day, and it doesn't really matter if you're playing against a team that's fairly weak, I would say. You still got to get 3 points, and we did. So I was pleased with that. Really pleased with Jefferson Lerma. I thought he had a really good game, really strong at the back there. Pleased with the back four. I think they all worked really well together. As I said, a couple of times they switched off, but in general they were really good. I thought they worked well together. Sam Johnson didn't really have much to do in the whole game, and I think ahead of that, I think Eze was had a very good game. He was passing the ball around. He was getting fouled quite a lot, and the kind of way that Zaha would have been in the past. And I know that Roy Hodgson was talked about that in the post-match interview, where he said he doesn't want Eze to take on the mantle of being the only player who can win a game for Crystal Palace. He wants to have him part of the attacking setup, but he doesn't want him to be like Zaha was, where teams think, well, if we get rid of Eze, if we move him out of the game, we can win the game. They're not going to score. He doesn't want that, and I think that's that's encouraging, because it means that he's obviously looking at more than just what Eze can do. He wants the whole team to support Eze in getting the results, which is great. It's great to see that. Those are my thoughts on the game. I want to know what your thoughts are. What did you think of the performance? Obviously, it's not going to be the best game that we've ever won in the Premier League, but it was a win. Let me know what you thought, and let me know any questions you may have about the game. I'll try to answer them down below. And don't forget that if you are a channel member, then you get priority answering any questions that you put down in the comments. So don't forget to check out that. And join that if you want to. That's on my Crystal Palace Palace of the Core channel page, so you can find it on there. You also get a few other perks as well, which will be listed up there. So don't forget to let me know down in the comments what you think, and also subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you next time.